So here is the back wall now. This is what it looks like. I just kind of put the two chairs together, but also added some acoustic treatments on the bottom here. And in addition to my wall diffusers that are there. And then if you pan over here, there's my Mark Bass Jeff Berlin signature amp, which I love that amp. It's great. I mean, I love everything that it does and gives me a really good bass sound. So then what I did here is I made this hallway area out of actually a vocal booth, and I'll just kind of walk you through here what I did. Basically, I got a divider, and then I put some foam on that divider, and then also if you close the door here off, right there, then this actually turns into a vocal booth. And then what I do here is, I think I get some light on this situation in here. There we go. I put on the walls here, I have some more foam, and then here's my Audio-Technica AT2020 mic in here. Sounds really good, especially with the treatments that I've done. And also up here, I've treated the ceiling as well, all the way around. And then I have what's called an acoustic blanket here. And this acoustic blanket, what I've done with this is it has a little window on it. So when I do vocal sessions, then I can, I'll just close it here so you can see what it looks like. I'll step back. When I do vocal sessions, it has a little window in there. And then this acoustic blanket weighs about 10 pounds. And it really absorbs the sound very good. So that's really, really nice here, and I really get good results out of here. Of course, the acoustic panels here, as you know, I built those myself, and I'm going to put up some videos later on, some tutorials on how I built those, so people that want to do this can do this and build them themselves. And it's not that long of a project, and it does the job. Here's my little Strat right there. And my machine, this is always going to be in the studio here, this machine, MK2, and I love it. So what I did here in the rack here is, of course, I've always had this 11 rack in here, my guitar amp processor, but what I did here is I also added a tube preamplifier right here. This is the PreSonus Studio channel, and this thing really works really good, and I use this for vocals a lot, so I run the vocals through this thing first before it even goes into my audio card here. Up here is an old VCR. So what I do here also is I convert video to digital DVDs, and this helps me do that using an old VCR. And then I have down here on the floor, there is a I don't know if you can see it really well, but where that yellow cable is connected right there, that is where I plug into a USB, which goes into the computer, and then it gives me the video from the VCR, and then I can in turn push it to the DVD. And right here, which is a very handy little thing, is my PreSonus monitor station right here. And I run all my, right now I only have a set of KRK Rocket monitors, but I'm going to be running a subwoofer and another set of cheap speakers so I can see how everything sounds, on cheap speakers and everything through this as well. And I can put it all through here and then record or actually mix back, based on just switching between speaker cabinet or speaker speakers that I use from here. And then I added another one of these right here, which is the PreSonus Fire Studio Project. I have two of them now. So now I have 16, essentially 16 outputs, actually 20 if you include the SPDIF. But what I do is I run my my drums right up here, and they run through these 6 channels right here. And then I run my guitar here, the vocal right here, and then down here extra inputs for the keyboards or whatever else I want to plug in. And if I need to change this around and just go with a 4 mic drum setup, I can do that here too. And the good thing about this sound card here is that you can daisy chain these things and add them together, and then you can have 16, 24 channels and everything like that. And then they also have these gain level meters right here where you can control the gain and everything that goes into here from the card itself, which is really handy. Right here is what I use. My main digital audio workstation, or DAW that we call it, is Studio One, and this little fader port motor mixer works really good on this, and I use this a lot, for that. But I also use Reason, and I also use Ableton Live as well. So I do use a couple of different DAWs besides Studio One, but Studio One is my main one, and I get really good results out of that. This little baby right here, what this is a headphone simulator of different types of speakers. So it's called the VRM and by Focusrite, and this thing cost about $100, something like that, but it's very, very good for mixing in headphones. So if I need to do a mix in headphones, it'll give me a simulation of different types of speakers. I mean, I really don't recommend mixing through headphones, but sometimes I like to hear certain things a little differently than I normally do, so I'll mix through the headphones, and that's where that thing will come in handy a lot. So it's very good for that. Over here, I have a Numark turntable, and this is a very good turntable here. If I can move a little of my stuff away. It's got a CD player in it, but it also is good for when I want to take stuff from my vinyl records and stuff, and then chop up and make samples and put them in the machine. Very good for that. So I use it for that a lot. This is a staple of my studio here too, which is my M-Audio KeyStation 88. It's an 88 keyboard, weighted keys, and it's just very good for doing a lot of piano work and stuff like that. And this is something that'll always be here as long as it works. And I think you can get these now for like maybe $150 to $200. They're not that expensive. But if you can find one out on eBay, I mean, I would recommend getting one of these because it's a very good piece of MIDI equipment, and I use it for a lot of keyboard work. Right here is what I use for a lot of dance and house stuff. This is the Novation Ultra Nova, and this thing is very, very good for a lot of dance and house stuff, and I use this a lot for that. It's got a little mic on it here that I can use vocoder on it, but also use my Banshee TalkBox and plug it through here too, and so I can do TalkBox work as well as vocoder. So I do a lot of house music and stuff like that too, so I use it for that as well. And over here, it's hard to really see, but I'll step back a little bit. I built acoustic panel there, and then over my window now, I have another acoustic blanket and another acoustic panel next to it, and this really helps absorb a lot of the sound in here. Over in the corner, on each one of my corners here, I also have some acoustic foam in there, but I have these bass traps that I made. They're about, I'd say about 4 inches thick, and they're made out of Roxol, and I put this in here because it really does the job, and I built these things, and it really works really well. In my earlier videos, I had something on these step diffusers that I built here, and this is the two that I put up front, and now they're up front, along with some acoustic foam. And then on the ceiling here, part of the ceiling is acoustic foam up here, and some more acoustic foam. And I also covered this stuff, the actual foam, regular foam, with burlap to match what's going on in here, and it works really, really well. So you can a lot of times use a lot of what you have to get the results. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money, and I can show people how to do that. I have a 3-monitor setup, one of them being my iMac here, and then I also have my other 2 monitors right here, monitor 2, monitor 3, and I actually this works really, really good for me because I move a lot of things around. I usually have a lot of mixers and everything up, a lot of plugins up, and I like to have more than just one screen, so it works really good. And of course, here's one of the KRK monitors right here, and then the other KRK monitor right there. And then behind all this, and step around, I had to put my other keyboard here. This is my strap-on keyboard, the Alesis Vortex, and I use this for a lot of work with my dance music and stuff like that. Back here I just have another foam, a piece of foam down here, which I'm going to actually put a subwoofer on top of this piece of foam so it doesn't rattle the floor or anything like that, because my floors aren't acoustically treated, but that's okay. And let's see, let's step on out here. Let's step on out here. This right here, this room I've converted into my, it's a rehearsal room that I can use for bands. Plus, on top of that, it's also a room that I can do voiceover and other vocal work. So I have actually another studio set up out here that it has a PC. But here are the drums. Right here, I have a little drum area right here, and I actually made my own drum shield out of acoustic panels and put that up front. Now, I also have a graphic arts business, and I do a lot of graphic printing and that as well. And this is one of my wide format printers right here, the Roland BN20. So I do a lot of work with that out here as well. So I do a lot of graphic work. And then over here is my plotter, the vinyl cutter that I cut vinyl with, the GX24, the Roland. And then over here is my heat press, because I do make t-shirts and everything too. And I print them from my printer and put them on here and heat press t-shirts. So this is my second studio, and then this is my little cabinet here that I just put stuff in. I got this one at IKEA for about $80. It was a pretty good cabinet to have, so I can put little displays in here. Plus I put some mics in here. I see my little Snowball blue mic up there. And then on this wall I have some acoustic foam. I also have an acoustic treatment. I'll step back here so you can see that. And then up here, in this studio, I have my Air 25 Axiom Air 25 keyboard here. And that's all I pretty much need up here, because a lot of times I just do a lot of scratch work up here. And this is a PC, so I don't do a lot of heavy work up here. And so we'll have one monitor. We have two speaker monitors here, which are the M-Audio, and these work really good. They're powered monitors, and they cost, I think, it was $150 for both of them, so that's pretty good. And then my sound card up here, my audio interface, is a PreSonus audio box. I don't know if you can see that, but that's what that is right here. It works really, really good for the type of work that I'm doing up here. Then I have a little headphone amp right there that is let's see. Oh, it's a Livewire HA204 4-channel headphone amp. Works really, really good. I love that headphone amp. And so, I mean, I have a couple of headphones up here. Of course, you see my printer and everything right there, my regular printer, and then this is the Roland, as I mentioned, the BN20, my wide format printer that I use. So this door over here is also treated, and I have a couple of bass traps in the corner over there. My mic here is an MXL. I don't know the actual number of this mic, but it's a really good mic, and I got that used, I think, for $44. So a lot of times you don't have to spend a lot of money, you know, to get some good things. If you acoustically treat your room and do some other things, you don't need to spend a whole lot of money to get the quality that you're looking for. So over here, as you can see, those are a couple of my basses, but I have this some RLX bass traps here in each corner. That's that corner right there. And then if we zoom over to that corner over there, there's another RLX bass trap. And then I'll step back a little bit, and then you can see the ceiling is treated here. The ceiling throughout this room is treated with acoustic treatments. And I just kind of strategically